All right, so here we are down at the river. You can see the river's pretty high still in Sacrament City. And the reason I wanted to show you guys down here is this first step thing. Just want to lock the door on my new car that I got. Parked in the 15-minute zone. And I used to stay in this. See, there's some homeless down there, but I used to stay in this park before they put meters. It's a park, but you can't park in it unless you pay the city. So, it's interesting to see whatever they had these buildings here for. Now they have a fence all around it. I've never seen the actual buildings being used, only the bathroom. And this is not an ideal place to look at the height of the river, but it's pretty high. Normally you walk over to the edge and you have to like hike down the bank to get to the water, so it's still pretty high here. But see, over here on the other side, like this little park here, you can see the road goes back that way. It's a peninsula. It's a peninsula that goes down, and then down there at the end is a cul-de-sac, and over the bank is the boat launch for people to come who can't afford to pay rent to put their boats underneath these things and pay the rent to have their boat permanently down here. People can drive up with their trailers and leave their car parked with their trailer and get into the river with their boats or their recreational vehicles. But is this the parking guy? It's security services. So they got a lot of security. There's two right there. A lot of security for the park, Miller Park, with the homeless people camping down there next to the fence. I camped there myself in my van. But what I wanted to show you guys is this situation of, what do they got here? Fifth wheels? Are these, what are they expecting, an onslaught of homeless? Because you can look and tell that they purchased these things. They're not just individually owned fifth wheels. And that right there is a porta potty. That thing right in the middle there between two of them. So let me quickly get up here and show you guys how hideous this is, that they have these people living in trailers right here at Miller Park, as though there was no other place in Sacrament City to put these trailers. There's plenty of vacant lots fenced off, but you got the shanty town right here, and then here's their view. The bigger boats are up this way. The smaller boats are farther away. So the poor people again get to look at all these nice boats parked in the marina here. And I think it's a horrible situation. There's plenty of lots that are all fenced off all over the city. They are They have signs, a lot of them have signs in front of them. They say, redevelopment proposal. It's from the Kevin Johnson era. And they've been there so long, just wasting away, all dilapidated, till the signs are all faded and broken. And some of the signs have fallen down. Development proposal, call this number. Whenever I call the number on the sign, I leave a voicemail. Well, now the voicemail is full. Can't leave a voicemail anymore, but no one ever calls me back from it. And if you look, most likely I'm actually going to start looking, but I suspect that it's the Sacramento, let me see, how did they say it? Housing Authority of the City of Sacramento. Now I spent several hours last night doing some research, and what I found was I could not look up by owner my own property where I live that's owned by the Housing Authority of the City of Sacramento. You see? So however they put the name of the owners of the properties that the Housing Authority owns here in Sacramento City, it's impossible to look up. I don't know how they put it in. I have to look it up by the address. I have to look it up by the actual address and order a report from a title company. But if I don't have the correct name and they put that name in, Housing Authority of the City of Sacramento, and I can't find anything. So there's nothing for me to buy because I can't get a report of the whole list of properties that's owned. And they claim on their literature that they manage over 1,000 properties in the Sacramento area. I think it's more like 10,000.
Here's $1 something. There you go. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sis.
For asking me.
Oh, that's okay.
Do you have a light?
Yeah. There you go. You're set. Good to go. So, yeah, you can't put Housing Authority of the City of Sacramento into the title company's search thing because it says no properties found. So what I'm saying is there's like this this funny thing, like remember how when people were trying to look up James Comey stuff, and what they found was that with the type fonts, they entered it as corny, Corney, I guess you spell it, but it's supposed to be Comey, Comey, right? But the R and the N in the corny looks like an M, you see? And so this is one of the tricks. I try to help people understand. This is one of the tricks of deceit of the Freemason, secret society people that's playing games with all of us, stealing our stuff and, running us like slaves. This is how they hide what they do. Okay? Now, I have no idea why this is happening. Look in my rearview mirror. I don't know why they've got these homeless camp right here by this marina when there's multitude of empty properties all over, including in my own area of Oak Park, the half gentrified area of Sacrament City. But this has got to stop. And I'm doing my part, what I can do, to help people to understand that we're all being deceived on multiple levels. And it's sad to say that, you know, pretty much everybody I was in a community with, let me turn this around so you guys can see me. Everybody I was in a community with in my spiritual center, they're just sheep like everyone else, and they're totally liberal. They got to be politically correct. They attacked me for saying, in defense of 2A, of constitutional right to bear arms and to provide a protection against enemies of our country, foreign and domestic. They're jumping all over me. While if there weren't no GANs in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. The children's guts wouldn't be splattered all over the wall. And I left my link to my channel. I left a link to a video that shows the healing process where the Vatican gets the birth certificates after the babies are born, and the feet get inked and the stamp gets made and it gets sent over. We're just cargo to them. Does it make sense to you guys? The people who wrote back responses, mean responses to me, I don't care about them being mean. I just care about them being stupid and being lied to and tricked and fooled. Because you want to insult me, you want to hurt me, take a number. Because I get hurt and stolen from every day and lied to and gaslit every day. God made it that way, so I would be paying good attention. Okay? So I'm not crying because my feelings got hurt on Facebook. I'm upset, and I don't know if it's upsetness, but it's something. It's something. I feel some kind of way when all these people that I don't even know, when I made one comment on one lady's page that I wasn't friends with her in the spiritual center, but I knew her and I knew of her, and she was one of the congregants when I was a prayer chaplain, and I was making monthly calls to my section, you know, in the alphabetized list of members of that church that Jim Lee was the minister at. So I knew of Kathy Green, and I see her virtue signaling all this bull crap on her Facebook, and I posted, like, these people would not even look and hear what she said. What did she say to one of the other people that was ganging up on me? Once they drank the Kool-Aid, you can't talk to them. Well, if you could reason with the Democrat, there wouldn't be any Democrats. So for some reason, they got their noodle shut down. Anyway, let me tell you something. My life has been a series of recovering from tragedy. As soon as I semi-recover from a tragedy, boom, I had another tragedy in my life. So I can understand why people want to live in their little safe bubble, and they're okay with the president of our country, you know, getting his megaphone shut down by the twatter Nazis. I understand how they can think that way. The issue that I have is, can't they look and listen to someone who may appear to be crazy and saying crazy things, like back when I was in high school in the late 70s? You know, the lady wearing the tinfoil hat in the 7-Eleven telling everybody this, that, and the other thing, sounding crazy AF. Well, it's because they're targeted individuals. It's because they're people who have been targeted by the weaponized judicial system, the weaponized public safety institutions, weaponized Department of Justice. They've weaponized everything. And they can focus it on any one of us. So let us pray for our own creed, our own worldview, which is, the truth is, we've been lied to about everything. Let's pray for that to expand. Don't pray for these people, whoever they are, because we can't control these people. And if they're supposed to open their minds up, they will. But some people have never had to suffer. They've never had that many setbacks. They say, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, whatever. They have no idea what it's like when the whole system is rigged against you and targeted you individually. Because it never happened to them. Never happened to them. Somehow they, skated through life with the benefits enough that they didn't have to suffer. They were never homeless. They always had a job, always could get a job. Yeah. I always had a job back in DC. I didn't start suffering until I came to California. 1989, 11-year delta to the 2000. Right? I didn't know anything about deltas then, though. But it just so happened that after being traumatized in a pattern similar to my own mother, my own grandmother, my own father, I figured I had to leave there. So I did. And this was the only place that I knew somebody where somebody else was that I could reach out and contact. And that's how I ended up coming here. But I've lost everything. It's been lost, stolen, taken to the dump, whatever. Through trying to better myself and looking for new opportunities and trusting in the wrong people. And so this place is full of scams. I want to keep mentioning the Jan Dudensing. You guys, anybody who's a nurse or facing problems to their employment due to the magic stick, look up Saskia Kim. This is a cutout. I don't even think it's a real person who's supposed to be working for the California Nurses Association now. Look up and see. You'll find one pixelated picture on the internet. I showed you her card in another video that's got over 300 views, and FluffTube is saying I got 30 views total. No, it's counting on my Telegram where I posted the links. It's over 300 views by now because people need to understand and know, and so they're sharing it with other people who are looking at it and watching it. Jan Dudensing. Yeah. She ghosted me when I trusted her to help me when my Wells Fargo took my house in foreclosure while I was in the modification process. They had no reason to not give me a loan modification or to allow me to apply for some kind of a grant or something to save my house. But they're too busy stealing from people. And Jan Dudensing is a personal injury attorney, as I said before, just like Alec Murdoch was in Hampton, South Carolina, who just went to, got sentenced to double life for killing his wife and son because his house of cards of money that he was stealing from his clients was coming crashing down. So I haven't looked into the Jan Dudensing. I don't even think I met her. I think I met Jen Dudensing, her twin sister, who's an actress. And I'm pretty sure I made a video too of all the virtue signaling missing woman flyers that are all over the wrought iron fence that they've put in front of that office at the Stanford Historical Building, Stanford Mansion. How do you get your office in the Historical Building, Stanford Mansion? You don't even live here in Sacrament City. You live in Davis, where you have your practice. And you're a multi-generational attorney harvesting the people. So more people need to share that video, and you guys look for it on there, okay? I hope you could see me, but I'm going to take off now and go back down to the EDD so I can see if I can try to find a job.